Alright, what's up guys? So back with another one here today. So everyone's been enjoying Blazblue Central Fiction, and the good news is a lot of new players have picked up the game. I've been playing most of you guys. Unfortunately most of the matches I get are from people around the world who are brand new, which is great to see, but unfortunately not too much fun for me just beating up on people. But I figured, you know what? How about I help you guys get good? So I'm noticing a lot of mistakes everybody's doing. So for today's video, real quick, I'm going to point out 5 easy mistakes you guys are making and just how to fix it. It's not that hard. All right, so real quick, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, none other than, ta-da, Hero Wars here. So what is Hero Wars? So Hero Wars is a free-to-play role-playing action game available on a web browser or your mobile devices. See, I've been grinding it a little bit. I got my boy Galahad up to level 5. Kind of weak, but we're getting there. So there's a wide variety of, single player and multiplayer content in this game. So you can kind of build your team, find the units and the synergy you want. Run through the campaign mode and just fight a bunch of different bosses here. Now, it can get pretty challenging. I got stuck as well here, but there are over 50 different heroes to collect. You can just unlock them in-game, right? And each have their own abilities and synergies, so you can find the team that works for you. But trust me, the real fun starts when you hop online. It has a full PvP system, so multiplayer there. You can make your own guild, invite your friends and other players here, and then, just fight the other guilds and rise in your ranks. So yeah, give it a shot. But like always, I got something special for you, right? If you join the game right now, you can get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Just scan the QR code, download the game from the link below, and I'll see you in the game. But yeah, once again, shout out to our lovely sponsor today, Hero Wars, for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys will download it, use the QR code, and I'll catch you online. All right, back to the video. All right, so here we go. The first one is also, I think, the most important. I think this is the biggest mistake everybody makes, and it's so obvious to tell your new player. So let's talk about this. So basically, we're focused on this right here. So wake up and emergency roll. Even there's all sorts of stuff. But something about Blazblue has a very robust teching system. So that means, when you get knocked down, what you do after you get knocked down. So right there, Ragnar's set to automatically get up, right? Most of you guys are doing this. Stop doing it. It's terrible. This is actually the worst thing you can do in this game is to automatically tech. And I know that sounds weird because, it makes sense. It sounds like you want to be able to move as fast as you can. But what that does is it allows your opponent, here, let me show you, to kind of read your timing. So here's a combo that Ragnar's going to do to me. Ready? Now I'm going to tech. See that? He just ran up right away and hit me with that meaty overhead because he knows the timing. He knows the timing if I do an automatic tech. So what I'm telling you to do is you can do this. Just don't tech, right? So you don't have to deal with a mix-up. But even better is varying your timing or delaying your tech. So watch this. Ready? I'm not teching. I'm waiting. Now I tech. And that's a punish, right? So I just punish him for trying to, keep his pressure going. So when you get knocked down, you can tech in place like that. You can delay your tech. You see how it was a little bit later? You can roll back. You can roll forward. You can quick rise in place. There's all sorts of these different options that you need to use. Some of them are riskier than others, but the one you guys absolutely need to do is just stop teching, delay your tech. Always delay your tech, basically. Don't hold the button and do it. Trust me. Trust me, trust me. You probably think that, the pressure in this game is ridiculous. There's no escape, but a huge part of it is because you're teching instantly, which allows your opponent just to constantly keep running loops. All right, next up, number 2 here. So this is mainly the people that come from, actually, it's for everybody, but especially if you come from Guilty Gear. I know a lot of you guys are Strive players. Now, what's important in this game is your barrier. So you need to use your barrier. A lot of you guys don't use barrier at all. If you come from Guilty Gear, your barrier is tied to your super meter. So in Guilty Gear, you don't want to use it too much, right? Because if you burn your FD, your barrier all the time, you have no meter to play with, right? But in this game, if you look at the top, your barrier has its own bar. Just be very, very loose with your barrier usage right here. There's no penalty, right? There's actually no penalty to using this. The only thing you need to watch out for, of course, is if you run all the way out and you get put in danger. So when you're in danger, you take a little bit more damage and you can't use barrier, which means you can't block in the air. But again, it's much better to get in danger occasionally. It won't happen a lot, right? Because you can always stop using it than to never use it at all. Obviously, you can't block anti-air attacks. You need to barrier. You absolutely have to barrier in the air. Otherwise, you can't block grounded attacks. But it increases pushback. So here's a quick example. Ready? Here's Ragnar doing a basic string in the corner with me just blocking. All right, that's where he stands right here. So see the range he's at right now. You're still cornered. He can still keep his pressure going. But if you just barrier that whole string, you see how much further away. He's almost full screen away like that. So it's not always, it's very technical game. You know, there's times when you should barrier, when you shouldn't barrier, and things like that. But generally, if you don't know what's going on, if you're panicking, just barrier. Just get the hell out of there, create some space, reset the neutral, and prevent that pressure going. Trust me, just doing it a little bit, you're going to get some more room to breathe, like I said with teching. So make sure you're using your barrier. One other thing about barrier too, learn how to do this. This will help you move, right? So you have to use barrier to kind of dash break, right? This is an important thing to get. It's not hard though, you can do it. All right, next up, number 3. So number 3, this is going to sound like you know, I'm questioning your intelligence, but this is very, very serious. This is very, very important. People, I see them practicing combos. I see new people practicing combos. I see new people like, what I'm here to tell you is make sure you can finish your combos, right? So Blazblue has a very, very open kind of combo system, which is great because you can go all sorts of different routes. You can do all sorts of really high-tech stuff, really complex combos, but none of that matters if you can't complete your combo. The big thing about this game is a lot of the combos here. Let's see if I can do one. Right? This is a very easy combo, but look where I am now. You see how far I was? Did you see how far I carried Ragna? 75% of the screen all the way to the corner. So a lot of characters like that, you know? Your mid-screen combo doesn't do a lot of damage, but the point of it is that you bring the opponent to the corner. Now you keep the pressure going, and now you can get more damaging routes and stuff like that. So stop trying to do optimal stuff. You know, a lot of these people trying to do really crazy, really optimal stuff. They drop it, and then, you know, there's no point. So just keep your combos simple and make sure you can land them in a match. Even if this is your combo, right? Even if it's just something like just run through the Gatlings in the special, as long as you can end it with the pushback to the corner, that's good enough. As you get better, as you really get sweaty, you can start getting more advanced stuff. I don't know. What's an advanced rank? I have no idea. That's like a TK. There's like TK, like jump cancels and stuff in here, right? It's a better combo. It's more advanced. But if you can't do it all the time, forget about it. And yeah, knockdown. That's the key. That's the key to this game. Is you need to make sure all your combos end in a knockdown. When we first started learning this game a long time ago, people used to do stuff like this, right? They used to do combos like that. Like, that's a horrible combo. That's the worst combo you could do. You let your opponent, like, have neutral control again. Make sure whatever combo you do ends in a knockdown, and even better if it ends in a setup. All right, so number 4. This one is very important. I think it's very, very important to getting good at Blazblue, but I want to talk about you have to use your Overdrive. So using your Overdrive, it's not a complex mechanic, but it's a very, like, open. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, but the first step is using it, right? So the Overdrive up there, of course, on the top left. It's tied to the same meter as your burst. So a lot of new players, they're not comfortable using Overdrive, so they just burst. They only use it for burst, which is not bad, but when you learn how to use your Overdrive, you're going to get the improvement will just skyrocket. So there's 2 ways to really use it. The first one, of course, is defensive, right? So if you get hit, okay, you can burst. Now that's cool, right? Of course, bursting is good. I'm not telling you don't burst, but overdriving on defense is a great way to not only punish your opponent, but also like put the fear of overdrive in them to slow down the offense. So for example, of course, you can overdrive through block. That's a big thing. It's a big change to Blazblue. When it came out, a lot of people hated it. I liked it, but a lot of people got really angry because it made defense so strong. Something like this, right? Right? So even though I was blocking right there, he had committed to his offense. You get a little pause button. Okay, so I heard Gauntlet Hades was coming out, so I know what's coming out. Okay. I can punish him with EA like that. Now, if he didn't do something, right? If he didn't do Gauntlet Hades and I overdrove, I could stop. I could do nothing. Completely safe, but I kind of shut down his offense. I can take my turn, and then I'm scary. So it's very, very important to just use it, right? There's no downside. The only downside is you lose your burst meter, but you're not going to lose the round or anything. Granted, you do a good job, right? Granted, you recognize when you can go for the EA punish and when you shouldn't do it. And then the other thing that you need to learn about this is there's very, very high level, very, very optimal overdrive combos, which eventually one day you might want to learn, but at the low level, you don't need to worry about it. What you need to do is recognize when you can use overdrive to seal the round. Because when you overdrive, you see on the top right on his side, he can't burst. So that's a huge, huge, huge like strength to this move. 30%. He has his burst though, right? So if I do this combo, he could burst out at any time, right? He could burst out, keep the round going. But if you seal his burst by going like that, right, he can't burst. So I can, you have to learn how to do this, right? Okay, that's checkmate. Even though I didn't do an optimal combo to kill him, but so sealing their burst to make sure you secure the round, you win the round. Very, very important and very, very easy to do, like I said, right? So just figure out, I know your character, but just make sure you figure it out. Use your overdrive to kill. Use your overdrive on defense to shut down their offense, and you're going to get a lot stronger. All right, so last one. Again, you might not agree with me on this. This is my own personal take on it. Everyone's got a different view. But I feel like one big advice for brand new players is pick a character that suits you. That's my take on it. So Blazblue's got a huge cast. A lot of these characters are really, really cool. A lot of them are very, very tricky. They're very complex, especially if you've never played the game before. If you're coming from an easy game like Strive. You know, if you just jump in for the first time, you're like, you know, I want to play Carl. It's like, is it doable? Yes, it's definitely doable. But are you going to have a good time? Not for a while. It's going to take you a long time before you can, like, get comfortable, play a match. You know, Coney is another character like that. You know, very, very difficult, very technical. Rachel, very, very difficult. Of course, everyone memes about this character, Izanami, but she's very hard to play. If you're new to the game, if you're interested in the game, I suggest starting with an easier character. Now, I think I mentioned it in another video, but someone like, you know, Ragna, Jin, very standard characters. Mai's a great pick. Hibiki, Susanoo is good. S is good. Celica is great pick. You know, Makoto's good. Terumi is good. Maybe a different video we can talk about the difficulty, but don't kind of jump in off the deep end is basically what I'm going to say, right? It's a shame if you end up, you know, stopping the game because you picked the characters too hard for you, and you're like, you know what, this is hopeless. I give up. I'm going back to my other game. You know, start with an easy character. Get a feel for the mechanics. Get a feel for the engine. Get a feel for the flow, and then it'll be a lot easier when you do switch to the other character. Now, again, that's just my opinion. Some people, they strongly disagree with that. They think you should start with whoever you want, but let's agree to disagree. All right, so that's it. Quick 5 tips right there. Now, I'm saying it myself, but I think they're very important. I think it's very useful stuff. If you're struggling there, it's a great kind of way to get started. And these are stuff that I see, you know, every match I play, people make these mistakes over and over again. Hopefully they help you out. If you have any other questions, any other difficulties you're running into aside from execution, or how do I get out of this? Because I can't really help you. It just comes with experience. But, you know, leave a comment. Ask a question. I can help you. Some other people can help you. Blazblue is a great game. Although I feel the pain of everybody trying to pick it up now. It's kind of crazy, right? This game used to be for Blaze babies, right? This game used to be the easy game, but now in 2021, it's the hard game. Interesting how times have changed. But yeah, hopefully it helped you out. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you stick around with Blazblue. I think it's a worthwhile game, and I'll be putting out a little bit more content. So look forward to that. But yeah, like always, you're still watching. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.